long live true love. That's all I want to say. We are just full of love in this room at Hotel Tia today. Red roses everywhere, because yesterday we celebrated the love to Bergitte and Frode, now also known as Mrs. and Mr. Johansen. Congratulations and good morning. How are you feeling the day after such a big day?
Thank you. I think we're still floating on the sky for everything went beyond expectations. We had the most perfect day.
Yeah, and thank to you for the ceremony, the best words, and yeah.
Yeah, because you know what, guys? I actually got the honor to do the ceremony and marry these two guys inside the heart of our club, Anfield. It was so special, you know, having the pitch, world famous pitch right behind us. And that's where it happened. That's when you're going to, you know, say yes to each other forever. Why, guys, did you choose to come and marry at Anfield? Because you're both Norwegians.
Yes,
We are both Liverpool supporters, have been for the whole life. Met here in Liverpool in 2014 at the Fairclough.
The world famous Bergitte.
Yeah, it was once upon a time.
So yeah,
we share the passion.
yeah, and we see every match. And, yeah.
Because Liverpool is a huge part of your life, not just the football club, but also the city.
Yeah, it's like home too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you? Because you are like a football pilgrimage, pilgrimer. How do you say it?
Pilgrim.
Pilgrim, football pilgrim, Liverpool pilgrim. Because you don't even know, Frode, how many times you've been to Liverpool.
No.
What is it about the city that made you fall in love?
The kindness of the people, meeting you with smile and helping, and yeah, it's nice to be here. Also winning football matches and
And it's a beautiful city
Yeah.
also with all the culture and
yeah.
yeah.
You have Albert pub and the park. You got an atmosphere in them places when they sing. So yeah, we love it.
And also downtown with the music, with the cavern,
Yeah.
and it's so much to see and experience.
I want to go back to the beer keller though, because all the ladies out there, if you ever feel like you're not sort of getting the attention of the man you need, you have to bring him to Liverpool, and then, or get him to take some mates with him to Liverpool, and then this is what you do, Bergitte. What do you do then? How do you sort of make a man aware that you like him?
Yeah, a little bit touchy of your hand.
Yes, a little touch of the hand first, sort of like accidentally, but then you move forward. What was the next step? It was also a physical one. How did you approach him? How do you say in one single movement, I like you?
I think I just put my hand on his lap. That was
That did the trick.
yeah, that's the trick.
But then you became friends after that hand on the lap or the thigh, and then you became friends. But the year you first met in Liverpool in 2014, that was also the year where you had your life changed. What happened?
Yes, it was just 2 months I think before we went to Liverpool. I got to know that I have multiple sclerosis. So it was quite a tough year, because of that, but still it ended quite nice, and also the trip also was perfect end of the year. But yeah, I wrote on my Facebook page that New Year's Happy New Year. I hope for my own sake that 2015 will be better than 2014, and that was because of this diagnosis. And to that status, Frode replied.
And what did you say?
I said that life can be better, only better.
And you'll never walk
yeah,
alone.
and you'll never walk alone.
And that really resonated with you, that you never walk alone. What is it with you never walk alone that sort of brings you two together and celebrates your love together?
It's the feeling of belonging and being together and passionate about the club and all the love that's in the club.
All the values.
Yeah.
What do you think, David, that a couple comes from Norway, they meet in Liverpool, she puts her hand on his leg in Liverpool, they come back to marry in Liverpool.
Yeah, it's very romantic, isn't it? My son went to Los Angeles to meet a blonde American girl, and ended up meeting a girl from around the corner from Liverpool. And they live together. So it happens. It's funny how fate deals you these opportunities, and you meet people that you immediately connect with, and hopefully you have a long and pleasant life together. That's always the hope, isn't it?
And it's so incredible to think that, just where they got married just in front of where you scored that incredible goal against Saint-Étienne and so many other incredible matches. It's like Anfield, David, is like a church to so many of us, isn't it?
Well, I think we've said before, once you kind of connected to Liverpool, in this case, then it's with you forever, and people take their affections to all kinds of different levels, whether you're married there at Anfield or your ashes are spread on the field, or Anfield means so much to so many, and in so many different ways. I didn't think probably when we were playing in the 70s and 80s that it would be hosting weddings as much as it has. It's become quite a feature in recent times. But as I say, it means so much to so many people, and every kind of wants to do all these incredible things.
Because Anfield is the home of so many emotions, just like love and the relationship is. There's so much in common between football, our beloved Anfield, our home, and a real home where the love grows as well. Do you think that's why so many people choose to come to Anfield? Because it's the house of emotions, it's the house of love and passion?
Well, I've certainly seen in recent times a number of people choose to have their wedding here, and obviously it's something that the club have identified, and I think it's registered as a place where weddings can happen. So it's no, as I say, I think the main thing is it means so much and in so many different ways. Certainly there's lots of love that oozes out of Anfield, that's for sure. It's witnessed a lot of that down the years.
Talking about witnesses, yesterday, while your wedding was on, I had this text from my friend Kim, who is the head of the supporter club in Netherlands, and she just went down on her knee and proposed to her boyfriend yesterday at the AXA training ground in front of Jürgen Klopp. He was there as a witness. How cool is that? So when you are in Liverpool, you make these big moves in life. I think it's just so wonderful how you travel in and do the most important things in your life in the club. That's quite special.
It's all of those moments are special to all of us, and we choose places, we choose moments. It's all it's not so much individual because you do it as a couple, but never got round to proposing at Anfield myself, but or getting married there. But I was married quite close by.
But I just have to mention on this podcast, do not get in touch if you are thinking about, I want to propose in front of Jürgen Klopp too, because that just doesn't happen very often. It's not something we facilitate here at Hotels here. We do facilitate, and we are wedding planners, and we do weddings, and we do the ceremony, and we do everything, but we do not provide Jürgen Klopp.
No, I think that's, I suppose they'll look back in the years to come, and obviously Jürgen is revered, and it's special to have any time with him. But that's maybe that's a first for Jürgen. Maybe I don't think he's going to make himself available for bookings.
No. But saying that, You found a beautiful card on your table during the dinner in Anfield.
Yeah,
What's
that was
that?
special.
Yeah.
We got our personal congratulations card from the man himself,
Yeah.
Jürgen Klopp, signed by him. So that was, I nearly fainted. So we will frame that as soon as we come home. We get a special place in the house.
Can you try to describe your whole day? What it looked like, how it came about? Because it is quite, it must sound a little scary to go so far away from home to have your big day and not knowing, if everything falls to places. But can you two try to sort of take us through your whole big day? What does a Liverpool Football Club wedding look like?
Yeah, we started off getting ready before you and the Toastmaster got everything ready up at Anfield.
Yeah.
We had the ceremony, which was beautiful, and the music from Curator Molyneux. Perfect walking.
He's from the Boss Line.
Yeah, walking out to the sound of You'll Never Walk Alone. And after that, fantastic ceremony.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that will be the top for everyone that was there
mm,
attending to the wedding. They all said that this is much, much better than a church or anything they've been in, any weddings. So you did a
Oh.
fabulous job.
yeah.
But it's so nice to write the words to love, and it's easy when you write it for someone like you two who've been sharing so much of your life story. And these two, for those who listen, they've gone through a lot of difficulties. We've heard a little bit about your illness, but you've lost some really, really important people in your life.
Yeah.
Too many. And then to come out of that being so kind and so generous and so empathetic like the two of you are, just made me so inspired to write that ceremony. It was just, and you are like a perfect example of You Never Walk Alone, how you support each other. When one of you got a tough day, the other one steps in. And I did not know you from before. So just like talking to you over Zoom and getting to know you before writing that ceremony, it was a real privilege to hear about your lives, and so thank you. But it's down to you guys being so nice. Then it's easy to write a ceremony like that. And then after the ceremony, what happened then?
Then we went up to the
bar. 1892.
went to the bar, and then we had around the stadium to take pictures and walk into the holy room.
Mm.
So
Own dressing room.
yes,
I've seen some pictures from the photographer. They look absolutely stunning.
so sitting under Mo Salah's suit and have pictures and Trent Alexander, local guy.
Also out on the beach with the LFC in the background.
Yeah, I was perfect, 100%.
And while you guys were out taking pictures with like a selected few, we had a gig with Kieran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've seen
everyone
some
was
videos.
singing,
Yeah.
even those who've never been to Liverpool before and are not Liverpool fans, even they got up singing. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then there was a dinner.
Yeah.
In the executive lounge, which is a lounge. It is what it says. It is a very exclusive lounge, isn't it, David? It's not.
Yeah,
Everyone
people
gets
pay,
in there.
No, people are paying a lot of money it's an expensive experience on a weekly basis,
Yeah. You just want to sort of roll in there and say hello, what's up?
And with the perfect view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
whole
nice.
stadium,
It's a great lounge, obviously. Wouldn't say everybody in there is perfect themselves, but if you've got the money, you can. It's a nice experience every Saturday. As you say, the view is fantastic.
Yeah, you've got all the trophies in cupboards, and then overlooking. It's like almost centered at the pitch on the main stand in the 5th floor. It is stunning, and then that Liverpool tiled in the floor as you enter just gives you that extra little bit of a wow.
I got goosebumps all over me when I walked in there first time. It was so special.
And you were so brave that you were singing.
Yeah.
She's got a beautiful voice, not just only on podcasts, but for singing as well. She sang it to me. I don't think there was a dry eye. No. That was very emotional.
Yeah.
So you had like a 3-course meal.
Yeah, wonderful food.
Yeah, it was. When we were ordering this, it said breakfast
Yeah.
on the menu, and it was like chicken breakfast. So we needed to have some nails to get the. In England, it's breakfast.
We call it the wedding breakfast.
Yeah.
It's always called.
And I was a little bit afraid for breakfast.
Yeah. So that's what you do, David. You call
It's called the
anything
wedding breakfast.
after the ceremony. What you eat is called the breakfast, even though it's like really
Every time,
Wow, that's
start of a marriage, isn't it? I suppose.
Ah.
The logic.
That's why.
Maybe.
Oh. And then became ordinary, and it wasn't an ordinary wedding dance. That first dance, was it?
It was not.
Tell us what happened. What did we secretly plan to surprise all the guests with? We have some in the room, by the way,
Yeah.
which is lovely.
We had a special guest. I
Yeah.
got the honor to start the dance with Bruskrobbela, and he handed me over to food.
But you danced your way
Yeah, we
in. Wasn't
danced our
that
way.
great, guys? When he came elegantly dancing the bride into this room to the far end where Frode you took over. What was it like to have England's most decorated goalkeeper starting your wedding dance for you, warming up the bride?
No words. Oh, it's so special to have people who take the time to come here and do this with us, for us, make our day even more perfect. So no, it's I can't say thank you enough. It's no words.
We've got quite a few of them in the room now. I mean, 40 people travelled in on top of your immediate family, you and the kids. That's quite something, you know, when that many people take a week, most of them taking a week off to just be here and celebrate with you.
We are so thankful that so many wanted to share this trip with us.
Yeah.
We couldn't imagine that it would be 40 people, so we're just so grateful.
And imagine how many of these guys we've now recruited as Liverpool fans.
Yes.
We like that. See, that's David in itself.
Family's growing already.
I
Yeah.
know, exactly, growing by the second. and tomorrow they're going to watch the Brentford match,
Yes.
which will then win over even more people when we sing "You Never Walk Alone" with over 50,000 people.
Yeah.
That would be incredible, especially for your son. He's here for the first time, 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it would be like for him?
I think it would be a huge experience, and I don't think you can imagine before you're there. So I'm excited for him. I think it will be.
Because he's in a long row of Liverpool fans. Your family are absolutely ridiculously crazy about Liverpool. Just seeing your dad walk you up the aisle, so full of emotions, because he's far over the average race, you see. He's got quite a few, like 5, 6, 7 Liverpool tattoos. His boat is called Shankly. He's so emotional. When there are games, he actually has to go out of the house because it just gets too much for him. And he's obviously brainwashed or taught his kids well. One of his sons is in this room now, kindly filming for us. His name is Kevin, after Kevin Keegan. Obviously, you get the picture. And then Kevin, who's a bit older than you, he actually took you to your first game here at Anfield. Little sister got to come.
Yes, I told them earlier, next time you go, I want to come with you. And so Kevin called me and he told me that they're going. What about me? And he was like, oh yeah, I promised you that. So I went with my 2 older brothers and 2 cousins of mine. So that was big for me, the first trip. So the first match I saw was victory against Manchester United at Anfield. One of my cousins said, okay, so yeah, you're starting up top. Don't expect this the rest of the trips. But I've had a lot of trips afterwards, and I keep it impressed. And of course, this trip tops it all.
But can you try to put into words what Liverpool Football Club means to you?
Yeah, it means a lot, and I think because it's such an important thing for our whole family. It's gathering. It gives us a feeling of belonging, and we always have that in common, or this interest that we have, all of us. So yeah, the whole atmosphere at Anfield or at home watching a game, that's also a special time for us, being together, sharing, and also sharing the ups and the downs. I told my brothers, the young ones, when we saw a match that we lost and we were so down, and I said, it's special how much we make this mean for us. It's kind of, yeah, we follow the emotions of every match so deeply, so it means a lot to both me and my whole family, and also friends.
How many days can you be down after a loss, frustrating loss, 2 matches to United, for example?
Especially that evening and the next day. Yeah.
Are you totally destroyed, or are you still sort of functioning?
Sort of functioning. I hope it looks like it's.
You're pretending you're sort of functioning.
Yeah.
What about you, Frode? Do you get really down when we lose, or have you managed to find some survival mechanisms?
No, it's my younger brother. He's United fan, so every time we lose, I get the text messages from him and other people. But
oh, that's extra annoying.
yeah, but it's okay when I took them to Sports Cafe in Stavanger, and we saw Liverpool United, and it was 7-0. So
oh,
it,
you saw that with your brother?
yeah. So when it was 4-0, he left the pub. He went home. I tried to call him, but he didn't answer. And my other friend, yeah.
left Europe.
So my other friend, he was also a United fan, was out for that day, but he stayed with me, and but he wasn't smiling. I was. So
and we've been lucky the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
we've been, yeah, we might, we expect everything. Almost every match we are expecting to win. We have had some great years, so we also have to remember that we follow the club both when it's on top and when on the matches that don't go too good.
yeah, we always flag on a match day.
Do you?
Yeah,
Flag
every match day we flag, and if we lose, we bring it down quickly. If not, it stays up for some days. Yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Can you sort of recognize a little bit about the sensation when we lose? Has it gotten worse or better after you stop playing?
No, it's. I think the toughest time for me probably was as a kid. I think when I'm younger, and I think your attitude changes a little bit when you experience different things. The playing and later on career finishes, and then life moves on, and you realise that football isn't everything. So I don't dwell on losses no more. I think we can have our sort of moments with friends, sharing a few messages these days, but it doesn't live with me long, I'll be honest. Maybe not what you want to hear, but
no, it's good. It's comfort, because we know that at some point, if we've been disappointed enough, maybe we then start sort of protecting ourselves like you do, and just move on.
Yeah,
Which
move
I think
on.
is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, football, it means an awful lot. As I say, it's so many, and some people take it to extraordinary lengths. But I think the experience of playing, and which is a rarity. Not everyone gets that opportunity. And you've done it, and you've experienced different things. I think it helps maybe to put it all into perspective.
True. Frode, I want to hear how you became a Liverpool fan.
Was from I could speak or see matches. My uncle, I was with my father on the weekends, and he took me to my uncles and aunts, and we were that time it was like a pling on the match days.
So it was like a betting, well, so the Norwegian BBC, to say
Yeah.
like that, NRK, they had made like a betting program of like a match of the day. So we would send a match live together with Denmark and Sweden, and then we would have like a betting coupon that was a state-run thing, just so people understand. And they made all other betting illegal. So we called it this tippekupongen, which is like a betting coupon. That was a national thing, and all the money generated would go to
Clubs.
like non-profit organizations and sports clubs and stuff, so on, kids grassroots sports and stuff. And you would have every time on those 12 chosen matches, you would have like a little bling in the corner every time one of those 12 games had a goal. So that's why we called it the playing parties. Yeah, because you had to have a little every time there was someone scoring on that betting coupon of those 12 selected matches from England, while we were watching one out of those 12 live chosen game of the Saturday.
Yeah. Also, my uncle, he took me down to the store before the matches and got some money from him, and I bought some candy, and then I used half of my money always to have this coupon filled out.
The betting coupon.
Yeah, the betting coupon filled out. So, and every time I bet on Liverpool, I won money. Back more than I paid.
That's great.
So that's the start of, because in the 70s and 80s, it was, Liverpool was big, So, and after that, seen a lot of matches, followed Liverpool, and we see all the matches, and I've been over here and see Champions League matches, Premier League, and we travel not just to Liverpool when we are here for a week or something. One time we went to Manchester City, Aston Villa, and the same night we took Uber to Brighton, so Brighton, Chelsea.
Wow.
And we took Uber back here. So, and I've been in Tranmere Rovers versus City. Just this Friday we came here and we didn't have time to go with the baggage to the hotel, so he had it in the cab and he just dropped us off at the stadium. And so we try to get as much football as we can when we are in Liverpool.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Which player is your favourite through in all these years from your kids from today?
I will say Steven Gerrard, captain. He's done so much for the club, and that's
a lot of the time, David, Steven won the matches on his own almost. That's what we say. Obviously, he had a team behind him, but sometimes he played in quite poor teams, and he would just sort of pick up the pieces and do the job himself.
He was very special, and he led in his own way. He grew into being more vocal, but initially, I think when he was given the captaincy, taking over from Hippier, he led by example more than maybe vocally. But he's such a huge presence and such a good choice. I mean, probably looking back over the years, he doesn't quite sort of take over from Roger Hunt, who was my boyhood hero, but Stevie would be the most people, my favourite in modern times, certainly.
And it's so nice because you see Steven on a regular basis, don't you?
I can do. I can have spells where I see him regularly. We use the same gym, and I live in the pretty much the same street as he does. So we see him around, quite sort of naturally, which is always nice to see people in the normal day-to-day routine rather than performing in their business.
And your daughter is married to his best friend, don't you?
Stephen was his best man, for the wedding and stuff. So we've been lucky down the years. We've spent a lot of time with him, and obviously he is revered so much. For us to to be friends with him and close to him and stuff. It's kind of neat, isn't it? When you know sort of very popular and famous people.
Well, you're very popular and famous yourself, if you ask me, but we need to get him on the podcast, David. I never thought of that. We need to get Steven on the podcast.
I'll be back then.
Does he have any know, does he want to get back into managing as soon as? Or?
I think he will. I think at the moment, I know if over the next few weeks he's booked with the BT coverage of the Champions League. Probably, I mean, he'll probably be there at the final. I know he's in the covering the semi-finals. But I suspect he probably has no real plans until maybe the summer at least, if something was to come about that. But I mean, he's in that position where he has to be very careful. The next job that he chooses has to be the right one. He can't sort of just take any job for the sake of it, because reputations are burned so easily.
Talking about comeback into management, Sam Allardyce got a new goal now with Leeds.
Mm-hmm.
And Sammy Lee, who is a podcast friend and a friend obviously, of us both, can't join him because he's on jury service. He's absolutely gutted.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a laugh about that on Wednesday. It's quite unusual for that to happen. I was saying to Sammy the other day, normally for that type of, to be put on jury duty, you generally can't be a public figure, for fear of sort of being too open about things. But unfortunately, Sammy's had the call, and when you're in that situation, it's very difficult to get out. But he's gutted, he's very, very disappointed that he's missed out on a nice sort of month or two's job.
Yeah, a proper challenge, because those two have saved so many clubs together.
Well, they spend time together. Sammy's in regular contact with Sam Allardyce. Big Sam and Little Sam, they've formed a little bit of a real partnership now. So I think Sammy Lee was waiting for the next call from Sam Allardyce. I think they knew that one would ultimately appear, but Sammy's misfortune, misses out. He is really, really disappointed. But we managed to make a few jokes about it on Wednesday. I don't think he took it all in the best of spirit.
But he do likes to laugh, so hopefully in the future. Because I mean, there's not going to be that many more opportunities in terms of his age, so he probably really wanted this dance in the Premier League. Who's your favourite player, Bergitte?
Steven Gerrard.
Oh, another Stevie G.
I think he was maybe the best when I started really getting the interest of Liverpool when I was a little girl. So, and he was kind of the leader of the team, and he shows so many. He seems to have a great personality and are gathering the team, and just the way he acted when he was on the pitch. It was just good leadership and like leader of the pack. So yeah, I really love Steven Gerrard.
You have to tell us about your dad during the Istanbul final. How did that pan out?
Yeah, in 2005 on that important match, I was away myself playing a football match, and when I got home, it was just before the penalty shootouts, and I didn't find my father, and I was since he often disappears when there's nerve-wracking games, and also when it's not that nerve-wracking, I understood that he was had left the building. So when Dudek had his first save, I called him and I said, "Oh, Dudek saved." And okay, and he just hung up on me. Okay, because he understood it wasn't finished. The game wasn't over. So then I was calling back to say that we won, and he had left on a trip with our dog. We had this son, we had a big white dog. So I saw her down the street, but I didn't see him. So I said, "Where are you at?" Before I said that we won. I'm laying down here. So he was laying beside the street with the dog standing there watching him. What are you doing? So then I
You're
said,
too nervous to stand up.
yeah, he couldn't stand. So
Laying on the ground behind the hedges. Oh, he sits in the room and he's hiding in the corner now, but he's laughing.
so then I said, we won. No, you're kidding. We won. No, you're kidding. We won. Then he hung up and he started running up the street with the dog barking behind him, screaming and shouting. So that was one of my biggest football moments, I think.
Fantastic. What is your greatest memory from the football club, Frode?
Besides yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, but home Barcelona, we were around to 3-0.
Were you here or home?
Home, I had the ticket. My
Oh.
my man, and he Sindre, that is it. He called me and said we had tickets. Do you want to come? And I was 3-0 under. Use a lot of money to travel over again because we just had been on a match. So I said no.
Your biggest regrets?
Yeah, my biggest regret ever. And so he and some other friends went over, and I was home crying.
Oh, you good.
And I was crying really because that's stupid I have done.
But you would, how would you know, how,
I know.
it was, that's why it was so incredibly emotional, because I don't think many in that ground had huge beliefs it could be done. Did you think we could do it?
Not before the game. I think once the game began, you could see the possibility, but I think there was no Salah, I think no Firmino.
Salah walked along the cup with never give up t-shirt that became iconic.
Yeah.
I think like most things, if you're starting from three goal behind, you're thinking, no, it's going to be difficult. And given Barcelona's reputation, they had a lot of big names in there then. But we know from experience, Liverpool, strange things happen at Anfield on those big nights, and again it came out Liverpool's way. It was very, very special. It was very special.
Tell us what it was like for you crying there at home.
That was the Trent just kicked the ball. He didn't wait. He just kicked the ball. Quickly. Just laid down the ball and kicked it, and Origi was the score. Right place. Then you need to be watching, because some in the corners you always wait and get your place. But this was like 2 kicks and everybody was what happened? So big moment.
Did you break anything, or did you?
No, not that time.
Have you broken a lot of things when Liverpool played?
No, I don't think I've broken a lot. I kick around and shout, and we rent out the apartment in the basement in the home, and when there's Liverpool matches, I text people living downstairs and say, today is a match, so don't be afraid if there is a lot of noise. And I can also take the flag and run around and scream outside on the terrace or the street, and so I get emotion when they score, or if they win, and if they win over Barcelona or Manchester United, or so I can be loud.
And our son Act 5 has started that too, so it's a lot of noise. He knows it's one time you can scream indoor, and that's when Liverpool scores a goal, so he maximized that opportunity whenever he can.
I love that custom, well done. Before we move on to the top 4 race and the end of the season and the matches coming up, I would like to ask you two questions. One, what does it mean to have Liverpool Football Club together as a couple in a family?
It means a lot, and to have that together.
The bonding.
We sure spend a lot of time watching games and talking about Liverpool, and use our vacations and our money to travel here. It's sure a very positive thing that we're both have the same engagement for it and share the joy of doing all of that. We spend a lot of hours every week on Liverpool.
Would you marry a man who is, for example, a Manchester United man?
No.
But would you marry anyone but a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, that would have been an opportunity. I can't. I see a lot of obstacles if I married a Manchester United fan. With all the passion and traveling and sharing the joy, and I guess I wouldn't have the same joy either if I lived with someone feeling the opposite. You know what I mean?
Definitely. What about you, Frode? What does it mean that Bergitte is just as big a red as yourself?
Means a lot. I'm a little bit more, what do you call it? I send text messages and maybe what you call fuck up a little bit around matches just to have, because my brother United fan, and we also, he's on me, I'm on him, and she's like, hey, don't do that, let him be, and I don't let it be, because that's some of the football.
Part of the game.
Yeah, if you play like you play hockey, then you need to fight. You need to have a fight in a hockey match. If not, you can play bandy. So now football is you need to have it in your heart, and you need to step up.
Would you marry someone else than a Liverpool fan, you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could do that, but it wouldn't be the same atmosphere and love for matches, and so I think what we have together and met here in Liverpool is it makes the day easier and better.
Quite special.
Yeah.
What have you got from the club values that you bring into your relationship and your personalities?
The passion and the feeling of belonging, being together, stepping up for one another, reaching the goals as a team, being a team player, and also love in generally. I think Liverpool Football Club is filled with so much love, so that itself is something we share.
Do you want to add anything to it?
I agree.
My final question about Liverpool love. Would you recommend anyone else to come and marry and do like a Liverpool Football Club marriage in Anfield Road? And if so, why?
Absolutely.
First, yes. When we started this 1.5 years ago, we tried to send a mail to Liverpool Football Club, and they quickly answered with positive. And when you came in with the Hotel Tia, we didn't do much ourselves. You fixed everything. We got the information, talked with you 2 times. You used many hours on the evenings just to help us out, write down, make it the perfect night as it was. So I recommend that if you want to be married, go to Liverpool, go to Hotel Tia, they will fix everything. Liverpool Football Club, they will fix everything at the stadium. We got some nice gifts as well.
And it was all just lined up.
Yeah, so
The holiday.
I would recommend this, and the ceremony you held this, I will never forget it. So.
I need to do it again. Maybe that's my little path in life.
Tradition.
Yeah, that's what maybe that's what I need to keep doing. Thank you so much for sharing your story, and once again, congratulations on your marriage.
Thank you.
And before we wrap this one up, David, another 2 win on the trot. 5 now consecutively wins, although the last match was a bit flat, but never mind, 3 points are 3 points. We have climbed up to 5th position. We are breathing Manchester United in the neck because they had a glitch now against Brighton, hooray. So we're now 4 points behind Manchester United, with a better goal difference. We are 6 points behind Newcastle, the worst goal difference. We've got 4 more rounds to play. What are the chances, David?
It's an outside chance for sure. I think we've shot ourselves in the foot. The loss against Bournemouth was a big blow, and probably with those, maybe if we'd have won that game, those 3 points, the opposition would have really felt us sort of chasing them down. I think maybe the gap looks, difficult to breach, and I think we can only finish off in a good way. Obviously, winning 5 games in the run is something we've been searching for all season. Really, some concerted, consistent, some consistency.
Momentum.
Yeah. But the momentum is there a little bit. We haven't played well in a couple of those games, but we're getting the points at the moment, and maybe that's at this stage of the season, a win is a win, as they say. All we can do is continue to do what we can do, what we can influence, and maybe there's so many interesting fixtures over the next week or 2. You never know. Sides are dropping points here, there, and everywhere.
Tired legs.
Yeah. Strange things could happen, but it looks like an outside chance.
Yeah.
But while there's enough points to play for, there is a chance.
Bergitte, Frode, do we get top 4?
I hope so.
It
We
will be
need it.
hard, but we hope for it as long as we can.
We need to stay top 4, get the money for that Champions League bring in to get the best players, to have the best team and fight with City, I think. And now Newcastle has new owners, rich owners. They will come, probably be a top 4 team. So I think we need to be in top 4.
So basically Reds win all the remaining 4 games, then we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Well, first off, it's Brentford home this weekend. What do we think about that?
Brentford are a tricky team, and they've been here before in the last season. They can make it very difficult for you, Brentford. Obviously, we've had a couple of difficult games against them down in Brentford. They've beaten us already this season. Last season we only had a draw down at Brentford, but it's tricky. And all these games maybe rely on a good start. Get off to a good start, put the team on the back foot, make it an uncomfortable experience, and hope we get a breakthrough. I think if you get ahead in front of most teams, I think the momentum should carry you through.
And we have to talk a little bit about Mo Salah, because he's been scoring, I think I heard something like in 8 consecutive home games now. So he likes to score at Anfield, so the odds are quite big that he will score tomorrow. And if he does, guys, he will have then scored 30 goals or more in 4 consecutive seasons, so 4 seasons in a row, which is quite incredible when you think about it, being that consistent over time. Do you think Mo Salah is the best man we've got on the team right now?
I think Alisson and Van Dijk and Salah, we need all 3. We need each player to perform as a team. I mean, we need all of them to perform. Salah is getting the goals, but we need to not have goals against us as well. So, but Salah is important.
And everyone in this room is important. Everyone who's going to see the game, Liverpool versus Brentford. Remember, you are the 12th man.
Yeah.
You have to make a noise, okay?
Yes.
Agreed, yeah? But have to make lots and lots of noise and sing your hearts out, because every single point counts
Yes.
in the final countdown. Frode Johansen, and is it now Bergitte Johansen, or are you staying with Nyheim?
Yeah.
So Bergitte Nyheim, David Fairclough, and me, Ragnhild Lund Ansnes. We would just like to say thank you for listening. Thank you, Kevin aka Keegan, for filming, and thank you guys for listening live. We need to film them a little bit at the very end to see who's been with us, some of the wedding guests. And thank you for sharing your very special day with us here at Anfield. We will never forget it either. It was so special. And by that, I will just say, long live true love and up the Reds.